Yes.
Then, after reading, you say at the end, I can show my Christmas tree again.
Okay. All right.
And let's do one now.
Let's all mute our microphones. Miss Kate's is going to mute them. And today, we are going to get to read a story called Bear, Gull, and Crow. We've been learning about the Lakota Sioux tribe. We've been learning about the Lakota Sioux. Today, we're going to continue our learning about Native Americans, but we're going to learn about a different tribe. Remember, we learned that there were tons of different tribes of Native Americans all across the country. We've learned about the Lakota Sioux that are from the Great Plains, the middle of our country. Now, we are going to learn about the Wampanoag tribe, which is on the East Coast where we live in a state called Massachusetts. So, let's go ahead and get started. Do you guys know what food this is behind me? Raise your hand if you know what this is. I'll give you a hint. It's seafood. It's seafood. Raise your hand if you know. Estelle?
They're clams.
They're clams. You're exactly right. These are clams. It's a type of shellfish that lives in the ocean. Have you ever eaten clams, Estelle?
Mm-mm.
So what you can do is you can boil, I love them. You can boil them and their shell opens and there's a little bit of meat inside the shell that you can eat. So
I don't eat meat inside there.
So the Wampanoag tribe, this was a food that they would eat because it was near their environment. Where do you think their environment is if it's near seashells? Where do you think their environment is located? Is it in the mountains? Where do you think it is if one of their main sources of food is a sea clam? Russell?
Near sea.
Near the sea, near the ocean. You're exactly right, Russell. In our story today, we will hear there is a set in an area today that is in the United States known as Rhode Island and Massachusetts. It's in the northeast part of the United States. This area borders the Atlantic Ocean and has many waterways. It also has forests, and a little further inland, there's even deeper forests. The tribe we're going to hear about is the Wampanoag. Can you say Wampanoag? Try to say it. Wampanoag. Wampanoag. So if you look up here, see this light green right here? There is this little bitty area right here where the ocean water collects. This is the Atlantic Ocean. Right here, all this white part. And right here where the water collects, that's called a bay. A bay, where the water meets the shore. And we're gonna hear a lot about the bay in our story today. I want you to listen carefully about the three characters named Gull, Bear, and Crow who live near the Wampanoag tribe. Listen carefully to find out about the type of food the Wampanoag like to eat. Now, this story is fiction. What does that mean if it's fiction? What does that mean? Raise your hand. It's a fiction story. If it's fiction, that means it is, Ryan?
It is not true.
It's not true. You're exactly right. It's make-believe. Fiction is make-believe. It came from someone's imagination. Nonfiction is true facts, real information. But this story's tricky. It is a fiction story because the main characters are animals. A bear, a gull is a type of bird, a seagull, and a crow, which is another type of bird, a blackbird. If they're characters and they're talking, then we know it's fiction. However, it does have some real information, some true facts about the Wampanoag tribe in this story. I want to make this story interactive today. So, as we're reading the story, I want you to be thinking in your brain, how do the Wampanoag live? When there's a part in the story that talks about the Wampanoag tribe and how they live, tap your head. That signals me to know, oh, there's a clue. Don't bang your head, just tap your head when you think you hear something about the Wampanoag tribe and how they live. Okay, let's get started with our story. Let me erase. Okay, long ago, there were 3 animal friends who lived in the land of the wild forest, green fields and shining water. Gull made her home in the marsh grass near the bay. Remember we talked about the bay where the land meets the water? Bear lived in a cave deep in the woods. And Crow made a nest in an old oak tree at the edge of a garden. Bear, Gull, and Crow often got together to visit and chat. One of the things they liked to talk about was the upright walkers who lived nearby. Who do you think the upright walkers are? Now remember, these are animals, so who do you think they're calling upright walkers? Nicole, who do you think the upright walkers are?
I have a question.
What's your question?
I don't have 10%.
Okay, honey, you'll probably make it through the story. Who do you think the upright walkers are? I see some people tapping their heads, so I think they have a clue as to who it might be. Who do you think the upright walkers are? Smriti, who do you think they are?
The new people we're talking about?
Yeah, the Wampanoag tribe, the Wampanoags, the Native Americans, the people. Very good, because we walk upright on 2 feet, right? We don't walk on all 4s. We walk standing upright on 2 feet. So they call them the upright walkers because they walked upright on 2 legs all the time and they never flew away. The upright walkers lived in houses they called wetu. They were built from bent saplings and tree bark. Remember a sapling? A sapling is a baby tree. So they would bend the baby tree. They could make fire just as lighting